Hey there, good morning. This is Becca, your girlfriend, here to talk to you. So I was thinking about this mindset. You hear it that just kind of thrown out there all the time. Mindset. And what does it really mean? What am I supposed to be doing with mindset? And I thought about it, and it really reminded me about when you have a teenage son. He's driving around in a Mustang, drives himself to school, but his grades start to fail, and you tell him, you know what, buddy, you better straighten up, or I'm going to take that Mustang away from you, and you're going to ride your bike to school every day until those grades get up there. So all of a sudden, his grades go up. He's been going to class. He's been taking good notes. He's passing his tests. He's asked for, extracurricular, extra credit work. Could he, teacher give him an opportunity to take that test and do a makeup exam, and he gets his grades back up. And what actually happened there was he changed his mindset. Whatever it was before, he decided. He changed his mind, and he was going to now get the good grades. But behind the mindset is also the why. Why did he change his mind? And he had to have a big enough why to change his mind. Because in his instance, he did not want to be going to school riding a bicycle, for all the girls there to be seeing him on his bicycle when he had been going in that nice Mustang. Shame. His status in the high school would have dropped. So that was a big enough why for him to change his mind. And so for us, when we're building our business, and we have to have a change in our mindset, change our mind, change the way we're thinking, but behind it all, we have to have a big enough why, so that we're motivated to keep going, that we're not going to falter, that we're not going to stop. And I think I've shared with you guys that my why is my looming student loans. At my age, I would have to continue working a day job until 72 or 80 to pay this thing off at the rate I'm going. So my why is, I want to retire, and I want to enjoy life. I don't want to be strapped to a job. So there's my why. And in changing my mindset, I have to start thinking differently, because the way I've been thinking isn't working for me. I've tried different little businesses, like I've mentioned, my Mary Kay business, and that's why I recommended to you guys to start reading that book. I think it's called The Millionaire Mind, but it's by T. Harv Eker, and he is really on point. He's like resonated with me, and I see what he's saying. And basically, why invent the wheel? Look to people who have become rich, and what did they do, and emulate them. And you have to have a millionaire mindset, basically. How did they think, and what did they do? And that's what I need to do, and you need to do for your business. This is leading me to, because I've been thinking about you guys all week, and in my last video, I think I was talking about confidence and how to overcome your fears by, doing baby steps. And I gave you the example of when I was a Mary Kay consultant. I just couldn't approach and engage women, to offer them my business card and offer them a free facial. I couldn't. So I had to break it down into baby steps. And eventually I overcame that. But in the back of my mind, it was like, why was that even there? I've seen other consultants, and they have no problems, and they soared. And I ended up, I'll talk about that a little bit later. So I wanted to know where that fear came from. And as I was recently reading this book by, I wrote a note here, by Weldon Long, called The Power of Consistency. He was talking about how we basically have a box. When we're born, we have this box, not a real box, an imaginary box. And life, as life goes on, it starts to get filled with things like, don't talk to strangers. That's in my box. You're stupid. You'll never amount to anything. All those things that we hear, that we, rich people are bad. Money is the root of all evil. things like that. And those were things that he had in his box. And so I started to think about my box, and in my box I had Don't Talk to Strangers, which was very helpful as a young child, Don't Talk to Strangers. But that stood in my box all these years, even into young adulthood. I felt very uncomfortable just starting up a conversation with somebody I didn't know. I just figured, this is my little world, that's their little world, and I shouldn't cross over. But after reading this book, I realized that was something that was in my box. And like I said, it served me well as a child, but as an adult, I had to recognize that it was there and take it out of the box. And so, I invite you to read his book by Weldon Long, The Power of Consistency. Sorry, I had to look at my note again. I want to make sure I give it to you right. And take a look at your box. He gives examples, and you need to unpack your box and put in positive things. Now I just love talking to women. Talking on video like this is new to me. I really would rather have you sitting right across from me over a cup of coffee and us just chatting away about this. But this is something I'm leaning into and getting better at, and I hope that you get some value out of this. Like I said, I'm trying to share my experiences and the things that I have overcome that hopefully you don't have to struggle through. I always wish somebody was there to help me along.